Hello matey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be looking at the top 6 teams that are favourites to be relegated. I know we're only 9 games into the season, but it's still fun to look at and see who the favourites are to go down. If you're new to the channel, why not like and subscribe? It would mean a lot, I appreciate it. Let's jump straight into the video. So predicted to finish 19th with a 5-1 odds of being relegated, which is a 16% probability, is Charlton Athletic, which I think is very harsh on them. I think they've done very well so far this season. They're sitting 13th in the league. They've got 3 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses. And as I've already done a video on them this season, would they get promoted to the Premier League? Probably not, but it's nice to see them actually doing reasonably well. Got some good players in their squad. The only problem is the drop-off compared to their first team and bench. It's just way too big. But they've had some huge results already this season. A 1-1 draw against Millwall in the league, a 1-0 win against Sheffield United also, and a 1-1 draw against Derby County in their last 5 games is really good, alongside a 3-0 win against Blackburn. So out of a possible 15 points, they picked up 8 in their last 5 games, which is very, very good return rate, especially for a team like Charlton, and you're coming up against some decent teams in there who you would predict to finish around mid-table. They're sitting on a +0 goal difference at the moment, 8 goals scored, 8 conceded. They're scoring almost 1 goal a game, but then at the same time they're almost conceding 1 goal a game. It's not the worst defensive record in the Championship, as Coventry City only conceded 7 goals this season. They've conceded 1 more, but that's how tight it is in the Championship at the moment. They're only 7 or 8 points behind Coventry, who's top of the league, so anything can still happen. Predicted to finish 20th is Portsmouth with a 5-1 odds also. Portsmouth, I think they've done not too bad this season. They're just right below Charlton Athletic in the league, actually on the same amount of points, but just the goal difference is worse. They've got 3 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses, with a -1 goal difference, conceding 9 goals and scoring 8. They started the season really well and they've just fell off in the last 5 games. They drew 0 to Southampton, which on paper does look like a good result, but Southampton necessarily aren't hitting the heights that they would like to this season. A 2-0 loss to Sheffield Wednesday is a huge one. Spoiler alert, they're one of the favourites to go down in the Championship this season, so losing 2-0 to them is a big blow for their hopes to stay up. A 2-1 loss against Ipswich Town, a 2-2 draw against Watford, and then a 1-0 win somehow against Middlesbrough, which makes absolutely no sense. If they didn't pick up those 3 points, I think their odds would be even higher than it is right now. So Portsmouth, you're in trouble. You're predicted to finish 20th. Do better. Predicted to finish 21st is Blackburn Rovers at a 5-1 odds also. It must be hard being a Blackburn Rovers fan at the moment because you just don't know where you're going to go from here. They've only got 1 win in the last 5 with 3 losses and 1 draw against Stoke City, and are sitting 21st in the league with 2 wins, 1 draw and 5 losses to their name. They're not doing well. Blackburn Rovers recently, in recent years, they just haven't necessarily done anything amazing or fantastic. They've just kind of existed. They used to be this team in the Championship that would compete for mid-table to promotion pushers, and now they're going all the way down. It's just terrible to see what's happening with Blackburn Rovers. Like, they've got some good players in their team. I'd say Todd Cantwell is a great player as that attacking midfielder. He could go on to a bigger club if he has to. Gardner Hickman, also on his day, he's a really good holding midfielder. So they've got some decent options in there, but they're just not performing at the moment. And their next game is up against Coventry City, which that's going to be a tough game for them. I cannot see them getting anything out of that one, especially on the form that they're in right now. Before we jump into the bookies favourites for the bottom 3, why not like and subscribe to the channel? It would mean a lot. I will try and improve my videos 1% every single time I upload it, so your support is greatly appreciated. Let's jump into the bookies bottom 3. Coming in 22nd is Derby County at a 4-1 odds, which is a 20% probability. The start to the season is not great. They've got 1 win, 5 draws and 3 losses in the league. Loss-wise, it's not actually too bad, but it's those draws. They creep up on you, especially in the Championship. You can get punished for it because the Championship is so unpredictable. Anything could happen, and if you just rack up those draws, you'd rather lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1. You'd just rather get those 3 points every second game than a draw. The last 5 games, they have actually beaten West Bromwich Albion. They've lost 1-0 to Preston North End, which was a shock to me personally. John Eustace is a good manager. He's just not getting the best out of the team so far. But their last 3 games, a 1-1 draw against Wrexham, who everyone said would be up towards the top of the league, is not actually a bad result. A 1-1 draw against Charlton Athletic, who is one of the relegation favourites also. But then you jump back to a positive result, a 1-1 draw against Southampton. What's going on? So they're predicted to finish 22nd in the league. Now this is where the relegation odds go up, up, up. In 23rd is Oxford United at a 5-6, which is a 54.5 probability that they're going to go straight down. Now on paper this makes sense. They're sitting 22nd in the league. They got 1 win, 3 draws, 5 losses to their name, scoring 10 goals and conceded 13. So they're scoring more goals than your likes of Charlton and your Portsmouth, but they're conceding almost double. The problem for them is there's no player in their team who's actually trying to pull them through the muds. You've got your likes of Brunnigan in the midfield, who scored 2 goals so far this season. Lancashire, he's got 3 goals also, but they're just not doing enough for the team necessarily. And defensive wise, that's the real issue for them this season so far. A 2-2 draw against Leicester City, a 3-1 win to Bristol, a 1-0 loss to Sheffield United. So Sheffield United's only win of the the season was against them. A 0-0 draw against QPR and then a 2-1 loss against Watford. So it's not looking good for Oxford. I predicted them to just finish outside of the relegation spot. I believe they're going to actually survive, but let's see what happens. And then the bookies' favourite to be relegated, bottom of the league, of course, in 24th is Sheffield Wednesday with a 1 to 20 odd, which is a 95% probability. But to be fair, Sheffield Wednesday actually haven't had the worst start to the season. They've got 1 win, 3 draws, and 5 losses in the league. They've scored 8 goals, but they've conceded 20 goals. That is just abysmal. They've conceded 20 goals, while Coventry City at the top, their goal difference is 20. That's just levels. They did win that game against Portsmouth, which was 2-0, which was a shock to everybody, let's be real. A 1-1 draw against QPR, a 2-2 draw against Birmingham, which they were very unlucky to get a draw there. What was it, 99th minute, Damari Gray last minute equaliser, and then that drilling 5-0 against Coventry City. So is there any way that they can survive? The bookies say absolutely not. I say absolutely not. 100% of everybody in the EFL Championship says absolutely not. Can they prove everybody wrong? I'd love to see it happen. I just don't see it happening. So that's the bottom 6 or the 6 favourites for the bookies to go down in the Championship this season. Let me know in the comments down below. Have they got it right? Who would you include? Would you include Sheffield United? Even though they're a big club, they've only got 1 win so far this season. They're struggling also, but they're nowhere near it. And if you're new to the channel, why not like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.